Houston, we have a problem.
What is up, people? Welcome back to a very special episode of Souls-like Sunday. Today we look at Mortal Shell, the golden boy of the Souls-like genre. I actually have quite a history with this game. If you've been here a while, you might recall I've made a number of videos on this game. I played through the beta. I even attempted a full playthrough, which I swiftly abandoned for reasons that we will get into. DLC has just released for this game. That's not why we're here, though. The DLC doesn't really add much to this game. I will talk about it somewhat, but on the whole, I'm here to discuss the game overall and my thoughts and feelings about it. This is a game that I didn't quite understand at the time, which is why I abandoned my playthrough, but I've since gone back, played through it a bunch of times. I do like this game, but I also feel like it has a number of very, very severe problems that kind of dampen the experience overall. I'm not here to shit on anyone's hard work. Let me get that out of the way now. I do really rate this game and I would recommend it, but I kind of want to talk about where I think this game falls on its arse slightly and why it's not nearly as good as it could have been. Anyway, let's jump into Mortal Shell, shall we? Right, so you'll notice this is not a fresh playthrough. I've actually played through maybe a third of the game so far. I've acquired this shell and the hammer and chisel weapon. I wanted to showcase something other than the beginning of the game, because not only have I done that before, but I feel like this game peaks very, very early on. Everything after the initial hour kind of starts to take a nosedive. Obviously, that's just my opinion. I will explain as I go. There's a lot to unpack here. There is so much to unpack here. I didn't feel I could really articulate myself with a fresh playthrough, so we're going to jump into something that's more like mid-game. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with how this game operates, right? You don't have classes, you have shells. The shells kind of operate as your class archetypes, right? So this one is the tank. Look at my health. I guess the trade-off with this one is you're very tanky, you have a lot of health, but you don't have much stamina. You only have 3 bars of resolve. Resolve is your resource for parrying and healing, and also doing powerful attacks. I haven't unlocked any of those for this weapon as of right now. Each shell has a skill tree. This is just arguably the best shell in the game. It's better than all the others, although it doesn't have as much stamina as some of the other shells. It's just so good. What I will say, though, is these skill trees feel a little bit half-baked. There's not much on offer here that will radically change your shell or your build, so to speak, and that applies to every shell in this game. Some of this stuff is nice. For example, the one I'm aiming for, once I have enough souls, or tar, whatever it's called, is max HP increased by 15%. But a lot of it is like a passive benefit. This is also really good. This will give me a damage multiplier based on how many enemies I've killed. But otherwise, none of this stuff will radically change the way your shell plays, and your shell will effectively play the same the moment you get it, and also at the end of the game. It doesn't really change. It's not necessarily a bad thing, just something worth pointing out. We can't currently afford the HP boost, but we already have a very tidy amount of HP. So what we're going to do is progress through to the beta area of the game, fight 2 bosses, and I will talk to you about this game, which visually is very, very cool. I will say, like, artistically, this game is amazing. The presentation is very, very good. Voice acting is also amazing. In that area, I can't really fault it. It's very nice to look at. It's very well put together. And I think everyone's done a very good job here. The combat is where I begin to have some issues. And it's amazing because I struggled so much with this game the first time I played it. And this is what I mean when I say I did not understand this game. Die! Got him. I thought this game was balls hard. I thought it was unbelievably hard. I thought it was so hard that it might even put people off, man. But I was playing it wrong because of Hadern. This mechanic here, you don't get shields in this game. You have the ability to harden, which acts as a block of sorts. It's on a cooldown, but herein lies the problem. The cooldown is too generous. And you can trivialize every encounter in this game by doing this. Let me show you. You can harden whilst attacking. So what I'm going to do is throw out a heavy attack with R2. I'm going to harden. And then I'm going to hit him. And then I'm going to backpedal. Oh. I'm going to backpedal, wait for harden. And do it again. Rinse and repeat. And I'm not joking when I say you can do this for basically every enemy in the game and completely trivialize what is otherwise a decent combat system. Now, I don't have to do this. I'm not being forced to do this, but it is the path of least resistance, and it is a textbook example of optimizing the fun out of a game. Why wouldn't I do it? It's safe, it's reliable, and it will get you through every encounter in this game, more or less. So I feel like hardening is simply too powerful. Oh, right, I tried to parry there. Let me show you the parrying. I do like the parrying in this game. There we go. We got some resolve for that. There we go. I will say I do enjoy parrying in this game. Feels very nice to do. The timing is fair. It's not too easy. It's not too difficult. I have to make sure I don't just end up running around in circles here. This will be a longer video. There's a lot to unpack. So parrying is the main source of healing, I would say, but there are consumable heals in this game also. But this is another thing that kind of went over my head the first time through this game. I thought parrying was basically the only way to heal, but it really isn't. I'd say it's what the game wants you to use as your primary source of healing, but you can actually acquire a number of consumable heals, like mushrooms and roasted rats. Thing is, you wouldn't know that, because every time you pick up an item, you will have no idea what it does. Because one of the quirks of this game is you don't understand an item's effects until you've used it. Which at first I thought was a really interesting way of approaching items, and it makes sense within, like, this universe, your player character. You wouldn't know what something did until you tried it or used it. But I find it quite annoying, right? Because I am not the only one that thought parrying was the only way to heal. I did in fact have a number of consumable heals, but I didn't realize at first because, you know, I hadn't used those items. I didn't know what the effects were. One thing I will say though, which I think is really cool, is items gain more benefits and become better overall the more you use them. There's a familiarity system, and I think that's very, very cool. So I'm kind of mixed on it overall. Let's talk level design. So I would liken this game to the latter half of Dark Souls 1. Yeah, the bad half of Dark Souls 1. Not bad. Oh! That's on me. Fuck you, buddy. I'm making this look difficult. Commentary be hard, though. Commentary be hard. It's kind of like the latter half of Dark Souls 1. This is Lord Ran. Fallgrim is Lord Ran. And you have to go to a number of dungeons, which are like linear paths. They lead to dead ends. You can't warp out like Dark Souls 1, though. You have to backtrack. And that's another thing I dislike about this game, the blatant padding. This is a short game, and you can really tell where they've tried to stretch the runtime with forcing you to backtrack. It becomes a chore, and honestly, the more I play this game, the more I am likely to shelve it. I do like this game. I like it a lot the moment I load it up on a fresh character, but I really think this game peaks too soon. Exploring Fallgrim, getting the shells is the highlight of this game. Everything after that, it kind of starts to fall apart. The cracks start to show, and I begin to, you know, I get a bit tired of it. I'm going to try not to just cheese everything with Hadern, but I will say there are some enemies in this game where I feel like the devs are literally encouraging you to do that because they have such little wind-up. They feel arguably a bit unfair, and it rubs me the wrong way. So I end up just, you know, throwing out a heavy attack, hardening, waiting for the enemy to hit me. More often than not, they'll recoil off of you, and then you get a hit in, you back off, and you wait for your harden to regenerate. And it's such a problem, man. Hardening is far too good, and I think at the very least, the cooldown needs to be nerfed hard. It's way too quick, man. Oh, how do we handle a gank? With spam. What? Oh, nice. Get some health back. The combat is good. It's just a case of why do anything but harden and trade? It's the most safe, efficient way to dispatch of everything, even bosses. So, oh, missed time of parry. I'm going to die down to parries, but this shit is super satisfying. This is one of the reasons I do like this game. I feel like hardening is like simultaneously the best and worst thing about this game. It's very cool. It's a very unique spin on blocking, but it's far too fucking powerful, man. But to get my health back, I have to use a bar of resolve. You gain resolve by attacking enemies. If you parry with no resolve, you actually gain a bar of resolve. So you can effectively heal by just parry baiting enemies. Like so. And it is a jolly old good time. You effectively have 2 lives in this game, right? So once your HP hits 0, you will be ejected from your shell. You can then get back into it. And if you die again, then you are back to the checkpoint. But yeah, I've never been so wrong about a game before, man. I thought this game was so hard, but it really, really isn't. It's arguably too easy. Dare I say it, this game is overrated. It's still really, really good, but it is overrated. I've experienced a number of bugs. I will be splicing some B-roll into this video to demonstrate a few bugs and some other aspects of this game. But yeah, Fallgrim, best part of this game. Everything after that, I find it just gets worse the more you play it. That's not to say it becomes bad. It never becomes bad. I just find it a little bit lackluster after a while. Yeah, there's many aspects of this game I do like. I just have some issues with it. I think overall the balance is kind of fucked, man. Also, if you were wondering, the DLC is a roguelite mode that basically forces you through the main game. They've changed up the mob and enemy placements, and I think there are a few new encounters, some new bosses and stuff, and you gain like passive buffs and shit like in any other roguelite. It's a cool feature, sure, but I would have much preferred some actual content, like to expand the base game, because this game is criminally short. It really is. I don't know if this game will look like ass on YouTube or not, but I've had some issues with the fog and the brightness. I can never get the game to look the way it's supposed to. Eager for another taste. I feel myself hardening, if you catch my drift. Nice. Shall we increase our max health, or do we hold out for that? Okay, no, we're just going to go for the HP. That sound effect sounds like fapping. You can use these to upgrade. There's one of these in every dungeon. I'm calling them dungeons. There's also one of these. This is how you acquire the weapons, right? You have to fight Hadern, who is an NPC that you will be seeing very often. You fight him. It's kind of like a trial by combat, and once you kill him, you get the weapon. We're going to do this just to show this off. These fights are kind of they feel like padding. That's exactly what they are, because really there's not much to this game in terms of content, so I feel like they've really tried to squeeze every drop of content they could, resulting in a number of fights with the same NPC. Oh my god, what do I do about this? It looks fucking horrendous. Why? It shouldn't look like this. What's up, dude? You can actually break this guy with ease if you run to the outskirts, or I can just, you know, harden and trade willy-nilly. Didn't work out for you, did it, bud? There we go. And that's how you get the great sword, whatever it's called. Won't be using it, man. The hammer and chisel is the best weapon in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so that's how you unlock the weapons. It's a bit tedious fighting Hadern like 4 or 5 times. Well, we didn't break his AI, but here's some B-roll of that happening. Hello, mate. Oh, you're broken. Ah! Where did he go? Must have been the wind. Have you had enough? 'Tis but a flesh wound. What the fuck? Don't leave me, daddy. Where do you get milk in Fallgrim? Oh, look at it. Fuck. Easy coming. I'm stuck. What the fuck? I'm stuck. I am actually stuck. Yes, I'm broken.
Oh, boy.
Yup. Where you going, bud? Wow. Bye. Have a great time. He's gone. Waiting for Elden Ring be like. This is me on my way to play something else. These guys are a pain in the arse. They're not too bad as of right now, but when you acquire a sacred gland, this game becomes a joke. The backtracking is like the most offensive aspect of this game. I really can't fucking stand it. But imagine fighting Bed of Chaos in Dark Souls 1, but then the game forces you to backtrack through Izalith. Doesn't sound very fun, does it? Well, that's exactly what Mortal Shell does. Forces you to walk out of every one of these areas with a twist. They'll spawn enemies on top of you. These beast men will literally fall down from the sky. It's the worst part of this game. It's so irritating. It's arguably a bit lazy. But yeah, I really feel like they were trying to pad the runtime here. It is a short game. You have 3 dungeons and then the game's over. The level design here is very middle of the road, I'd say. It's fine. It's serviceable, but I also don't think it's anything remarkable. It's okay. It's not a scratch on Dark Souls, man. Oh, good. Right, I believe that a lot of the bosses have received minor tweaks since the DLC, so we'll see how we get on. You will be fighting many of this enemy within this game. Oh, I thought I had a parry. I did not. What is going on, man? We don't even need to harden here. I find this guy quite easy to parry. Like so. Thanks, bud. Got any other moves? That's unparryable. Alright, lad. Give me that resolve, though. If you didn't want to parry, then just harden and trade. That is this game in a nutshell, man. And it's a shame to see it, because the combat's decent. It's basically Dark Souls. But then you add in something that is so obscenely overpowered, it just trivializes it. I'm only really parrying because it's fun. It's not as safe as hardening. Sup, G? I am so overpowered. Oh. Thought I mistimed my roll there. I hardened to be safe. Good God. Sup, G? You are nearly dead. You fool. Got him. It's over. It's over. Bye. Well, there's one boss down. I realise I just rushed through that area, man, but I don't want this video to be too long. Pop, 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 pop. This is obscene. These are the only two skills I'd say are really necessary with this shell. They're not even necessary. They're just really nice. We gain a damage multiplier per enemy we kill now. I believe there was a time where there was no limit to this, so in theory you could eventually do like infinite damage and one-shot everything. But I believe they patched it. I really want to enjoy the combat, and to a certain extent I do, but you've ruined it with Hadern. You have. It's too good. The cooldown should be double. We're pretty much indestructible, man. We have this life bar. If we die, we get another shot with our shell. Then it is game over, but on top of that we can heal, we can parry, I can play sloppy and still get this done. I don't know about these enemies, man. The problem is if you just simply extend the cooldown of Hadern, you don't really fix the core of the issue. In fact, you're probably encouraging players to backpedal and play more passively than you are right now. You could still trivialize the entire game, you just have to be a bit more patient. However, I believe in New Game Plus, Hadern actually causes chip damage. I really think that shouldn't be New Game Plus exclusive, because hardening, as I've said many times over the course of this video, is too fucking good. It's way too good, it's way too abusable, and it ruins an otherwise decent combat system. Oh, they have all followed. Fuck this. Ah, dead. Oh, this is probably the most elaborate area in the game. It has two bosses. You have like the Seat of Infinity or whatever it is, but I really fucking dislike that. It gives me Lost Izalith vibes. It's gigantic just for the sake of it. I think a better name for that area would be the Toilet Seat of Infinity, because it is utter shit. It is so vast and large with very little going on. It's very nice to look at, but the level design itself is a shambles. It's a confusing mess, and I honestly despise it. I just feel this game becomes a bit tedious after a while, because the combat just devolves into blocking, waiting for openings, and if you do anything but that, it just becomes more difficult for no reason. I will say overall the bosses are like decent, but eventually it feels like they just don't have enough moves. Like they'll just repeat the same shit over and over. This boss is one of the most erratic and annoying. Not like it can't be trivialized with Hadern though, just like everything else in this game. Alright, let's see how we get on. Can't quite remember exactly how this goes. Should be interesting enough though. I will say this game is aesthetically very good. I love the designs of the enemies, the world, the atmosphere. It's very good in that regard, and that alone might make this worth a playthrough. Bro, how are you going to sip that through your visor though? Who knows? Oh, Eridrim, whatever your name is. That fucking armor set is badass though. The shells look fucking great, man. Can't fault this game visually, other than some bugs with the fog on my end. Don't know what that's about. You died. That's the end of the game right there. Here we go. I don't remember the strat here. It's probably harden and then trade. Or he invisible. Let's see how we get on. R2. Okay, not that. Why do I remember this shit? It's the fucking Silver Surfer, bro. Okay, yeah, I don't know about this. Tarsus, the first Martyr. No, you don't. Bro, get back here. even more insane that your stamina tops up when you're hardening. It really is not balanced correctly. Yep, trade. Get some hits in. I think there are 2 phases here. Oh! Okay, yeah, you caught me off guard there, you little bitch. That's fine. Just getting used to your moveset again. No, 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 no. Swing, bada, bada, swing, bada, bada, bada. I thought I queued up an attack there. I did not. Punished. Oh. What do I do about this bullshit? Oh, it's fine. I'm out of range. Oh, something about the fog at the edge, man. Just looks naff. Hello, mate. Oh, I should be careful. Oh. Scoot, scoot, motherfucker. Gotta wait for the audio cues there. I'm really not sure about this, man. No, so where are you going, bud? Just going for a skate. I mean, if I owned an ice rink, I'd spend a lot of time on it too. Fuck, I rate that animation though, it's cool. I ran out of stamina because I am greedy. Alright, punish. Why am I doing anything but Hadern and R2, man? Do I have any mushrooms? No. No heals. We're alright, we're alright. It's Christmas, baby. Christmas time. And... Oh! Oh! What are you doing? That's it. Eat my R2. The design's very cool. Frosty boy. Would you like to build a snowman? Alright, so I don't remember phase 2, but I imagine it's more bullshit. Hello, mate. Oh. Nice. That's very easily punishable. Do you see what I mean, though? They end up kind of just recycling the same moves. And that's fair enough. This is an indie game. This animation is dope. No match for Hadern, though. It is... Oh, don't get me wrong, guys. I do like this game. I am drawn to it. Sometimes I fancy playing it, which is rare. If I don't like a game, I just won't touch it. But I do think it's a shell of the game it could be. I'd really like to see a sequel, because this is a very good proof of concept. I mean, it's even better than a proof of concept. It's a solid Souls-like game. I like it. It's just got some issues. I think there are far better Souls-likes. Nice. And hardening is just broken, man. It's fucking broken. It makes this game far too easy. My headset fell off my head. Ugh. Okay, we're good. Oh, shit. Oh, you have to harden here. Okay. I didn't realize. That nearly cost me a life, bro. What am I supposed to do here? Get ejected out of my fucking shell, bro. Wow, it actually killed me. Bro, what are you supposed to do there? That really, really did not feel very fair, game. Da-da-da-bo, da-da-da. Of course, there's phase 2. Spam, 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 spam. Now what? Oh, it's blizzard time. What is the range on this? Another thing this game does... Is this AI broken? Another thing this game does is artificially extend the boss fights by giving them 2 phases, and really the second phase doesn't change much. It's almost just not warranted at all. It just feels like padding, like a lot of things in this game. Bro. What am I supposed to do here? Has it worn off? Okay. Some weirdness going on with the sound there. Right, let's trade, bud. Let's trade. Where you fucking going, bud? I'm all for like multi-phase boss fights. It doesn't really change much though. Fucking hell, the range on that. Obscene. This guy's at least a little more interesting than some of the bosses. Got ya, got ya, got ya. Okay, Hadern's ready. Nice. How did that miss me? Some of the hitboxes are strange as well. You have too much health, bud. Padding. Now I can skate around. Air. Come on. Yeah. Rinse, repeat. This is even easier than phase 1, man. Other than whatever that blizzard bullshit was. Grade, R1, R1, R1. Wow. I'm getting spammy. It's fine. Back away. How have you made a phase 2 that is easier than phase 1? Nice. Oh. Jump in there. Sound effects are bugged. Yep. Music's just stopped. He's down. Come on, bud. Oh god, you really can. Just trade and win. He's down again. Fuck me. Oh, let's get this over with. Nice, nice. Oh, the delay. Filth. Why am I not hardening? I gotta be careful. I could legitimately die here. Nah. Play it safe. Play it safe. Got ya. Dodge. Jump in. R1. And he's done. And that is Tarsus, the first Martyr. The death animations are very cool. I'll give them that. Very, very cool. And here is the most egregious example of padding in this game. It will force you to backtrack. It is now dark. There will be different enemies around. Shit like this will happen. It's fucking utter tedium, man. It is. And I'm not sticking around. Hello, Janessa. Would you like to see my gland? Nice. Yep. Padding. All you are doing is incentivizing me to run the fuck past everything. And I mean, I was doing it anyway. This game starts so strong and I really feel like it just kind of falls apart, man. It's still good. I just get a little tired of it all.
It's just a little lazy. It's still good.
Yeah, I don't have to run past anything. Maybe I should kill stuff to get glimpses and tar so I can level up. But leveling up's kind of inconsequential. Like, it doesn't really do much for your character. So it just doesn't feel that important. So you have to now backtrack through Fallgrim back to Fallgrim Tower, which is like your hub with your gland, whilst beastmen are everywhere and they fall out of the sky and it's complete fucking utter bullshit and I hate it. I cannot stand this portion of the game. And you shouldn't run because that will happen. So it's forcing you to do all of this tedious shit. And it is like anti-fun and it's such a shame because otherwise this game is really promising. But it's stuff like this, man, that just rubs me the wrong way. And you know what? I'll put up with it, because am I fucking fighting 10 or 20 of the same enemy? There's another Grisha there. You return home with your gland, and then the fog will disappear. There we go. Now we can see again, thank God. Now, if we wanted to finish this game, there's one more dungeon, one more gland, and then a final boss. I won't spoil the final boss, but it's horrendous and I hate it. Right, so that's Mortal Shell. I do like this game. I think it's a good game. I think it suffers with some quite severe problems that kind of trivialize the combat and just make it very, very one-dimensional. Problem is, hardening is so good, you're very unlikely to do anything but that, and every time you attempt to do anything but that, you're going to be punished for it, or the cracks are going to start to show with, you know, enemies with very little wind-up on their attacks, or ganks, or, you know, enemies spawning from the fucking sky. I think this game has problems. I do like it, though. I'd like to see a sequel. It's worth a playthrough, but if you're anything like me, you'll find your enjoyment dipping the more you play it. I remember playing this for the first time, and I thought it was fucking dope, man. I loved exploring Fallgrim. It was so cool, but you get into the dungeons, and you start to see the tricks the devs are pulling out of their sleeve, and it gets tiring. It really does get tiring. And the padding is just, it's too much, man. The Hadern fights get very, very old very quickly, forcing you to backtrack out of, you know, areas you've just cleared, but now it's dark and ice is falling from the ceiling and there's more ghost enemies. It's fucking bullshit, tedious nonsense. Anyway, thanks as always. I will see you next time for another Souls-like Sunday. Please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're new here. Check out my Dark Souls playthrough. Currently playing through Dark Souls. What a game Dark Souls is. Becoming the legend, doing a giant dad run. Anyway, that's enough. Bang your heads. See you next time. Goodbye.